Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. Hello and welcome. So here we are on the brink of the official part of lockdown, which is about to start tomorrow, Thursday. I didn't actually know this. The lovely Julia had to point this out to me, that actually the legal start of it, I mean, although we were told 2 days ago that lockdown was coming and we effectively thought, oh, this is it, it doesn't actually officially start until tomorrow, although actually shops have been shut for the last couple of days, which is a bit odd. Everyone's fallen into that trap, and in actual fact people could have been open and got just that last bit of money, but I guess that's not happened. Anyway, they voted today, and that's it. We're now in lockdown, and so everyone's pulling their hair out to think, what the hell are we going to do, and when is it going to end? Anyway, never mind all that. We're going to put that aside for the moment, because this is the 8 o'clock slot on the Vobe Show, and it's lovely to be here with you out there watching. So, who have we got out there in the Vobosphere? Well, of course, the lovely Julia is out there ready to make sure that no one is causing any naughtiness or nasty goings on. She will clouch you over the head with a lovely blue spanner, which is fantastic. And she's already letting everybody know and saying hello to the new arrivals. But meanwhile, apart from the lovely Julia, we've had Andrew Norris, Tall Podge is out there. Ernie Samet, nice to see you. Peter Coombs, Jeff Kellison. Can I be an honourably British citizen today, please? I am very much ashamed to be an American today. Why are you ashamed to be American today of all days? Have I missed the news? I've not been listening too much to the mainstream media anymore because it's too depressing, to be honest with you. I listen to other things, and the mainstream media is just so dull and boring and full of doom and gloom that I daren't turn it on. I don't want to become manic depressive. So, yeah, Jeff, do let me know. What is it that's going on? Robert Brailsford says, good evening, all. Hooray! We're allowed out to play. Of course you are. Allowed out to play in today's show. AABB, yay! Catching the show live. Lovely to see you there. Thank you for coming along. And Rasputin of Arlington, always good to see you. Let's have a look. Audrey Forbes is also out there, Station Master's Choice. Julie M. Tales from the Tombstone. Always nice to see you guys. And Glyn Horton is there. Jeff says, with eyes filled from tears from pride. Oh, well, that's quite all right. Quite all right. You're very welcome. But I'm still clueless as to what's been going on. But then these are comments that came out ages ago. Dave of Yore, Alan Sandell, Bob Figg, nice to see you. Clive Waterfall, Vincent Quill, Mike Dixon, Nuke Nootka Seaglass, and many more who are all here. Mike Flanders. We have Flinders. Mark Flinders. I beg your pardon, Mark. Nearly called you Mark Flanders, which is slightly different. Connor's Dark Corner, alone a home with Mindy. Good to see you. The Eastbourne couple. The Eastbourne couple, I like that. You're the ones that have been WhatsApping me, isn't it? Nice, Richard. You look cosy in your new jumper. This, ladies and gentlemen, is another blue new jumper from the lovely Mary Hammond, in actual fact. Yes. I had two jumpers. She originally gave me a blue jumper knitted, knit, like this, and sent it in out of the blue. Funnily, you should say that. And I said, oh, that's so nice. I must commission you to make some more. And I did, and she did. And I said, I must commission you to make another couple. She did. And then I said, I must commission you to make yet another couple, and I have, and they've been so popular with people, and they've been so good and so vivid in the videos that they've worked really well. So this is the second blue one, and the new wool that she's using, or the wool that I've got for these 6 jumpers, is just so comfortable. I can tell you, I feel you just don't really think that you're wearing anything, heavy. It's just so good. It's so nice. And it's all handmade, which is lovely. So that's great. Yes, we are, says the Eastbourne couple. Fantastic. That's what we like to know. Michael White is also out there. If I haven't mentioned your name, Elaine Whitelock, for example. Another cold day. Yes, it's another cold day. And Andrew Hudson. Hello, Richard from Portsmouth. Nice to hear you from Portsmouth. Stephen, Station Master's Choice. Happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday today. Yeah, if it's your birthday, let me know. And Brainwashed Chris, although Vincent is the Americans although it's the Americans who want him. So I've obviously missed something in the news. Been paying attention to my own navel, to be honest with you. And Vincent says, yes, we are, but we are doing their dirty work. I don't know what work this is. I'm getting very confused. Snow coming tomorrow in London, says Sean. You're very welcome to it. Keep it over there. We do actually have some sunshine, apparently, tomorrow. Alan Sandell says, in the USA myself, I think the Democrats are celebrating and the Republicans are almost rioting. Almost, but not quite rioting. And Audrey says, people demonstrate in Washington re the November election result. Have they not got over that yet? That was in November. Oh, no, I remember. I do remember because they were all revolting when old Trump got in. Now, see, Trump's gone from my mind, mainly because we're reading this fantastic book called Children of the Archbishop. And in there's a character called Dr. Trump, who is so far removed from the one you're talking about, so that when I think of Trump, I'm thinking of this character in this book written in the 1950s, not the other one. So that's, I probably sort of get a completely different image now in my head. So there we go. Dave over yonder. Hello to you. Where's the wool? Oh, where there's a wool, there's a way, of course. And Jeffrey Harrison says, Richard, Jeff here from Willingdon in Eastbourne. It's about time you come round here and did some of your walks. If you don't, I will. Jeffrey Harrison, you're quite right. I did do a walk in Old Eastbourne. I did do a walk in Old Eastbourne. I will be coming that way. Have no fear. I'm trying to get round the Sussex border path. Although, with this lockdown, this new lockdown, this is where I need a little bit of advice from you. Because I was thinking about this. Probably best, I mean, I'm still going to go out and make my videos, but probably best to avoid all the towns, which is going to be awkward on some of the border path walks if it's during the lockdown. Because what I don't want to do is to upset people by being, in their town and people going, oi, you should be indoors. So keeping to the countryside around that area is probably what I'm going to have to do, I think. Be interested in your thoughts on that. A little bit of encouragement there to stop me from fretting that people are going to throw objects at me. The Eastbourne couple says, yes, Jeffrey Harrison, it's a great idea, and I do want to come out there. Maybe you could make a list of places that you could suggest for me to go. I know Station Master Choice has also made videos in that area. That's his patch. So that'd be interesting. There's room enough for all of us, There's room enough for all. Snow in Findon Valley today, says Mike Stephen. No, in Findon Valley? I can't believe it. And Sean's saying protesters have stormed Congress. But on whose side are they? Who are they protesting? Which? Sorry, I'm a bit out of this. Last night I joined a Zoom disco with everybody dancing and having fun. Mike, your lifestyle is... I thought you were into mental health. Maybe you need to get a bit... just go and see the nurse, would you? Anyway, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that was lovely. I'm sure you had a jolly old time. Julia M. says there can only have been one Trump. So you can only have one Trump. Yes, I can only have one Trump. One Trump in my mind at the time. At the moment, it's Dr. Trump from the... I'm looking up there because that's where I've placed the book on my shelf up there. Children of the Archbishop. It's a hoot. It's a great book, by the way, should you ever want to read it, by Norman Collins, who wrote London Belongs to Me, another classic book. Wow, 25 degrees inside tonight. Better stop logs on the fire. 25 degrees inside. Blimey. There's no heating in here. I've got a little heater here, actually. It's not really working. But luckily, I've got the Mary Hammond jumper on. Who needs anything to warm you up? Well, actually, even so, my feet get cold. And Station Master Chike, quite right. I like the different styles that we all use. Absolutely, everybody's got. It's a free for all. It is still technically, and hopefully will always be a free country. We must remain it so. I know we're in lockdown, which does sound like an oxymoron, but we are in a free country. Sean says, "How is your diary? Oh, sorry. How was your day? How was your day, Richard?" How were the ashes? The house will sell now. Yes, it will. Tomorrow's video, by the way, a bit of a personal journey. I returned to my father's house, which has been on the market for 2 years, trying to sell a house in lockdown with people who are a bit worried about moving house and then pulling out and then having to put it back on the marketplace and all of that has been a nightmare, as you can possibly imagine. And one of the things, apart from that, I've had my dad's ashes on the shelf in the other room, looking down at me, protecting me, looking after me, making sure I didn't get any nasty virus or anything like that. It was a very, very helpful sort of bloke, my dad. But I know that he was a bit sort of, how can I put it, not angry, but sort of perturbed. There's a nice word, isn't it? He was a bit perturbed that I was selling the house and I hadn't sort of got rid of the ashes, his ashes. He'd been collecting them for years, actually. He'd been cleaning out the fireplace and put them in a nice big bag. And when I went to the funeral directors, they said, "Oh, here's your dad in a little box, and here's the ashes that he's been collecting from his fireplace for years. He's been collecting." And he always used to send them to us because we had gardens, and he thought that they'd be useful on his garden. And I said, no. So anyway, I took his ashes, and I splashed them about. Some of it, of course, inevitably, you know what it's like. You get covered in it, you inhale it, you think, "That's my dad I've just eaten. Am I now?" What are those people called that eat each other's? Cannibals. Am I now a cannibal? If you accidentally inhale the ashes of your parent as you are sprinkling, I think that's the term. You can't just say, "I'm dumping the ashes on the garden," like that. A great grey patch on the garden. It's a bit obvious, isn't it? But it was a smattering of rain, so I'm hoping it's all sort of went into the ground. But are you strictly a cannibal if you accidentally inhale and swallow bits of your father? Is that a bit incestual? Can that be incestual? Is that possible? How does it work? Tell me. I need to know. Will I be arrested now? Anyway, I didn't get rid of all of his ashes because some of the ashes I've got to dump in the sea. Sprinkle carefully into the sea and say all the hallelujahs and stuff, because that's the two areas that he used to love. So he's been split in half. Like that. Station Master's Choice says, "I watched Snug and Cozy today." You must have been bored. You must have really had nothing else to do. Which episodes? That's what I'd like to know. Which episodes of Snug and Cozy did you watch? There are more episodes in a box, actually, behind here on VHS that I need to somehow get off VHS. I don't think I've got a capture card anymore that does VHS. That's the thing. I heard Amazon are now going to go into the pharmacy area, says Mike Stevens. Blimey. They'll be farming animals next. Julia M says, "Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha!" is what she said. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Or it may be... I'm not quite sure how Julia laughs, but she says, "Sometimes he is 2. Sometimes he is 2. Sometimes he is 3. And sometimes he is 4. Not quite sure. What else we got there? Nuka Seaglass says, we're trying to buy a house. Nothing on the market. My house is on the market. My father's house is on the market. Come down to Goring by Sea. Lovely house, lovely property there. Oh, it's smashing. You'd be absolutely fine. Plenty of room for you to do a bit of herbalism in the background. Apart from, you'll have to move round my father, who's been sprinkled all over the place. Probably, 6 foot under now, growing up with the daisies. Nigel Sandler says, easily done. I stood upwind on high downhill and watched some of my mum go flying. Let's all fly a kite, la-di-da-di-da. Oh, poor old mum. Up there. Yes, very easy. Nuka Seaglass says, boycott Amazon. Wasn't somebody, Jeffrey Boycott, wasn't he Boycott Jeffrey? Wasn't he a cricketer, if I remember rightly? Or was he a commentator? Or was he one of them people that did a bit of both? Mary at Genealogy says, hola, Vobsters. Hola to you. And Ron says, why? Why is that Nicky? Why? Nice try, Richard, says Vince Hill, laughing his socks off. Vince Hill? Did I say Vince Hill? I'm sorry, Vince. I didn't mean to say Vince Hill. Vince Hill, wasn't Vince Hill the bloke who had a chin that looked like it was dipped in creosote? Yeah, sports bloke, wasn't he, from the old days? He always used to have that chin that just looked like it was being dipped in gravy or brown paint or creosote or something like that. No, I meant Vincent Quill. Doesn't sound like Vince Hill at all. And Nuka says, love bungalows. Come and have a look at the bungalow. You're very welcome. Oh, that was Jimmy Hill. Yes, that's right, Jimmy Hill. Yes, thank you. Jimmy Hill. The man who looked like his face was dipped in creosote. That's the one. Yes, Jimmy Hill, not Vince Hill. Vince Hill was a singer. That's right. You see, so many of them. And then his brother, Over the. Do you remember Over the? That was his brother, Over the Hill. Yes, there's a lot of those about. I used to get that when I used to do entertaining. They'd say to me that I looked like, what's his name? Harry Hill. Harry Hill. They'd always say, oh, you look like Harry Hill. I said, what are the chances? What are the chances? Look like Harry Hill. I said, no, what are the chances? I'm his brother, Over the. This is what, Over the? I'll let you work it out. Over the. I'm his brother. I'm his brother, Over the. Over the? Has he got a brother over? Oh. Anyway, shall we start with a video? Shall we put a video on? Wait, before we get there, I've got to say a very big thank you to a gentleman called Chris this evening. A very big thank you to a gentleman called Chris, because thanks to Chris, I have this. It's a lovely bit of cardboard. Well, it's actually hardboard, and it's very nice, this bit of hard. It's a magic piece of hardboard, this piece of hardboard. Hang on. Yes. Oh, yes. One moment, please. Yes, well, about those shares. Yes, I want them all back, please. Yes, you weren't supposed to have those. I was going to share something else. Yeah, no, I know you've been in touch and you've said that you've watched me download a whole load of porn and you've got secret camera now and yes, you're going to email it to all my friends. Yes. Could you not do that, please? Yeah, no. But the only funny thing is that this email you keep telling me... Sorry, one moment, private conversation. This email that you keep telling me that you've... I know you want bitcoins, but I haven't got any bitcoins. I haven't got, in the old days, you could have a bit of a coin. You could chip them. People got put in prison or hanged for that sort of thing. Yeah. No, but the thing is, you keep sending me this email saying that you've been watching me and you've made videos of me apparently pleasing myself whilst watching these nefarious websites that you say that I've been going to. Yeah, interesting thing. I don't have a webcam on my computer, so I don't know how you've made this video. Yeah, all right, okay. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Private comment. Do you get that email? I get that email all the time. People saying, oh, yeah, I've put something on your computer and I've been watching you. You've been doing naughty things because you've been going to various websites. Do you get that email? Or is it just me? Or have I actually been doing all that? Is it you? Have you been sending it to me? I think some of these spam emails are quite funny. Only yesterday... Was it yesterday? Or is it today? Can't remember. Phone call goes on the home phone. The home phone now, by the way... The home phone, the landline, that only gives the people who call that are only people who are scammers. There's very, very few people who use my home phone now. And so as soon as you go hello and there's a pause, I know it's a scam coming up or or a cold call, right? Instantly. Anyway, it was the hello there. Can I speak to Mr. Vobes? I want to talk to you about the warranty of your washing machine. Now, I've got a video on YouTube about with the thumbnail scam, and it's somebody ringing me up asking for a warranty on my washing machine, and it's been on there for about 3 years now, and they keep ringing me, and they again, hello there. So this time I said, oh hello. They said, I'd like to talk to you about the warranty on your washing machine. I said, just a moment, I just need to put you through to somebody. And I did nothing. I didn't even make sounds. I just went, hello, this is Sergeant Jenkins from Worthing Police Station. And they went, oh, well, sorry, I wanted to speak to Mr. Vobes. I was talking to him a moment ago. And I said, no, you misunderstand. My name is Sergeant Jenkins, and you've come through to Worthing Police Station. Well, I wanted to talk about the warranty for a washing machine. I said, this is a police station, madam. We don't have a washing machine. Oh, well, I was talking to Mr. Vobes a second ago, and then he went away. Can I speak to him? I said, this is a police station. And this woman, who actually, although I've put on that voice, was a foreign-sounding woman. And I don't want to be, make a thing about what nationality is, but we can probably work out that it's more from, shall we say, the not towards America direction, the opposite direction, and maybe a bit further south. Anyway, doesn't matter. She came from wherever she came from. But as soon as I said the word police station, I thought anybody ringing up who was scamming me would be going, yeah, bye, and get off the phone very quickly. But no, she just went, ow, I want to talk to he was just here a minute ago. He's put me through to the police station. Yeah, but I just want to talk to him about the warranty on his washing machine. Just so you know, woman, if you are watching, the washing machine I bought second-hand. It has no warranty. There is no way. It's like having an accident. I haven't had and they never can tell you, can they? They never can tell you. You say, and the scam, if you go Vobes washing machine on YouTube, you'll find it, Vobes washing machine. And when they rang me up that time, I said to them, they rang up and I said, they said, can we talk about your warranty? And I said, which washing machine is it? I've got two. And I went, oh. I said, I've got two. They said, you've got two? I said, yes, well, I run a care home. I just made out I ran a care home. So I said, well, we've got a number of washing machines. Which one is it? I said, hang on a minute. Is it, they said, well, it'd probably be the newer of the two or something like that. I can't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I just went and made up a number. And I said, oh, is it NRX 541? And they went, is it hot point NRX 5? Because they said, it's a hot point. And I said, oh, I've got two hot points. I've got NRX 541 and I've got RB 732. And they went, oh, and because they couldn't tell me what it was because I'd made those numbers up. Plus the fact the one I had wasn't even a hot point. So anyway, we went on and on like this for quite some while, and eventually I just said, yeah, all right, then I'll have the warranty, thanks very much. And they said, yes, it will be £210 or whatever it was. And so I said, okay, no one. They said, can we have the long number of your card? I said, yes, certainly. And I gave them a complete wrong number. They go, oh, wait a minute, this is it's not going through. I said, that's very odd. I said, this is the care home's card. And they said, oh no, it's all right, we'll ring you back. Anyway, it went on. They rang me back. And I put this thing on YouTube. Sometime later, about a year or so later, I had the fraud squad ring me up. This is true. The fraud squad rang me up, and they came round, and they had a cup of tea with me. This bloke and his wife and his assistant, not his wife, his assistant, came in, and they were fascinated. But they're not, fraud against me or anything. They wanted to interview me. They said, "Is it all right if we come and have an interview with you? Because you could have been such, and then you may be able to tell us something more about it." Anyway, I played them the recording, and they said, "Oh yes, we have got a transcript of this," and they said, between you and me, we are onto them. Well, clearly they didn't get them because another company has come up. Anyway, so that's it. Check that video out if you've got really nothing else to do, or watch Snug and Cozy, which is always good fun. I also live in a bungalow. Have you purchased stuff on Amazon? Most anti-Amazon people tend to be the ones who buy from Amazon. I've got nothing against Amazon, to be honest with you. It is sad, of course. I feel very bad for the companies that can't go online or are not going online. It's a difficult situation, but they have cornered the marketplace. But I think if you go to a supermarket, or any, you can't. I don't think you can say you've got to ban or boycott one unless you boycott them all, haven't you? Because I think you're being then probably disingenuous, aren't you? I mean, either it's a necessary evil at the moment. I would like to see that wasn't the case, but sometimes, you can do a little bit where you can. Spend the money locally where you can, and where you can't, because we do need these. As much as I hate to say this, we do need some of these big corporations. And let's face it, lots of poor people, and I've been poor, and I'm not rich by any means, but they depend on these bigger companies. And it's a sad situation, but I don't think that we can all be holier than thou. That's what I'm trying to get at, I suppose, in my way. Clive says, I used to live in a bungalow, but now I live in a house, but that's another story. Bum tish. Very good, Clive. Why did the gardener interview Harry Hill? Why did a gardener interview Harry Hill? I don't know. Is this a joke? Was a celebrity interview for 15 years. Who was a celebrity? Was a celebrity interview for 15 years. I would recommend a bungalow. Yes, that's true. Edward Moulding says, young student talking with aging aunt. What are you doing? Student says, we're revolting. Aunt says, yes, I know that, dear, but what are you doing? Everyone a gem. All the jokes coming out now. I have a Harley Davidson motorcycle insurance on my Chinese scooter. Needless to say, it has produced some funny phone calls. Oh, yes, I bet that. Sounds like money laundering, says Clive Waterfall. That was Jeff Kellison earlier to now. Jackie Trager says, some poor woman is being forced into making the calls. No doubt she wouldn't be the one making the money. The thing is, I don't think half the time they know. It's like these Windows people that go, oh, we're ringing from Windows. And you go, yeah, what, Microsoft? And they go, from the Windows something department. And I say, yeah, is it Microsoft, though? In the end, I just, the ones that like, have you had an accident recently? I just say, yeah, I have. How did you know? That's bloody quick. I'm under the bus now. I thought you were the ambulance ringing back. But what do you want? And they go, well, when was the accident? It's just happened. I am under the tyres. I am in agony. Where is the ambulance? And then inevitably lots of small businesses, individuals sell on Amazon, says Sean. And Robert says, yes, I did. I get them from people accusing me of having car accidents. Yes, I just tell them that. The other thing to say is, yes, I'm a crap driver. I haven't passed my test. I keep crashing. And I can't get the footwork quite right. It's easier doing it on a piano, far easier on a piano, but in a car, whatever the treble pedal does, I have no idea. Lovely Julia says, I hated working for a telephone researcher, cold calling to fill out questionnaires or having to lie about how long it would take. That was hard enough for me. Absolutely. I hate cold calling. I hated it, when you're being told to sell your business. And I went on various courses when I started up years and years ago on these free courses for how to set up a business, and they would tell you how to, sell yourself over the phone. And I hated that idea. I don't know, maybe American people are better at it, of going, yeah, I am this. That's why actors and entertainers have agents. It's far easier for an agent to say, oh, this guy, Richard Vobes, he's great. You'll love him. He's brilliant. He's really good at what he does. Whereas me to go, oh, hi, I'm Richard Vobes. I'm brilliant. You'll love it. I'm really good at what I do. Just sounds big-headed, doesn't it? It just sounds like, who's going to believe you? It's like, yeah, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? But even though it's through your agent, it just sounds more genuine. It's like, well, okay, he seems to think he's okay. Nuka says, my book on Amazon, but I always encourage people to go to a local bookstore and support the independents. I think that's a very sensible way of doing it. It's some people it works, they can do that, and some people they can't. Anyway, Chris sent me this, and that was very nice. But attached to this, that's where I was going with all of this nonsense, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is just, any idea what that could be? Well, I can tell you. Look, if I do a little magic trick here, there it is. See that? And then you go like this. What do you suppose that is? This piece of glass. This is a phone. A new phone, ladies and gentlemen. It's only 2 years old, so it's a second-hand phone. New to Chris, though. Second-hand to me. And Chris, can you see it better there? Probably can. He looked at this phone. This one with the sellotape that's knackered and on its last legs. That I've actually telescaped the screen, because I don't know if you can Just looking to see if you can see the... hang on, let's just go to the special cam here. Here, you can see this one was smashed there, where it got dropped. And I've sellotaped it. But it works. It does work, but it's old. It's an old Samsung 5 or something like that. And this is a brand new thing. 2 years old. State of the art. With, look at this, many cameras on the back. I don't know how that works. And a keyring thing. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, comes with this magic disc. That I think you put the phone on there somehow, or on there, one of the bits, and it charges it up without plugging it in. I've spent the whole day with this against my head, hoping that it would charge me up, but unfortunately nothing's happened. In here, there are the charger up things, which I've yet to unwrap, but I know what they do. They charge things up. And various leads. And a special little adapter lead, which I didn't think I had until a few minutes ago, and then I discovered it, which was great. And then there's this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a watch. This is a watch that Chris said it came with it. I don't know how it works. It's technology, ladies and gentlemen. It's technology. Look at that. See, look. It's a blurred watch. Oh, no. It's an upside-down watch. The advantage of that in Australia is immense. But with a little bit of mechanical jiggery-pokery, I discovered if you turn it that way round, it's not quite the right time. Oh, it's gone. I don't know where it went. You have to press one of these buttons or twiddle something or something. I haven't had a chance really to examine it. There it is. Look, there, it's working again. That says it's 9 o'clock, but it's not actually. It's a bit above the time. But and it's got this thing on the back. I'm not really sure what that is, but it's magnetized to it. I think that's another charger, I imagine. It's just made the screen go smaller, actually. Look, suddenly the screen has gone really titchy. Oh. It's gone tiny now. I think by doing this... There you go, look. See? Do that too many times, it shrinks the screen. It's always very, very clever. Anyway, this was... I had an email from Chris, and Chris said, I noticed you've got a crap phone there. Would you like a replacement? I'm getting rid of this. I'm only going to throw it away. I said, don't throw it away. Yeah, I'd love it. So I haven't yet managed to put the SIM card in. So I've got to change the SIM card so that when people ring... So I haven't yet done it. So we're still on this phone at the moment. But because I've got to charge this one back up. But it took me a devil's own job to get into the phone because... every which way they want you to sign into an account, into Google and all of these things. And I was going, no, I don't want to skip that. No, I don't want to do that. I skip that. I just want to use it as a phone. That's it. And I want to be able to put WhatsApp on it so that people can WhatsApp into the studio. So it'll be the new studio phone. And it's lovely. Apparently, the video is quite good. So you could go and do quick videos on it, which would be quite handy. And run them straight into the thing. So, yeah. So that's, I mean, I don't know how any of this works, really. You know, getting to that age, I'm getting to that point in my life where the technology is running away, and I'm a bit like my dad now when it comes to VHSs. And he would always say to me, Richard, can you come over and show me how to turn the VHS on at a certain time so I can record a program? And you go, oh, come on, Dad, I've shown you this so many times. It is not that difficult. Didn't realise, of course, he was going through dementia. However, that was very early signs of dementia, by the way. One can conquer that when one's got the time. Anyway, lots of comments. We're going to play some videos as well. We've got videos in today's show. And I want to have a phone call. And I don't know if Dean is out there. Is Dean, what's his name? Dean, is it Dean Judd? Dean? Because we were going to talk about his art, and I can't remember if he's out there, so he'll have to just let me know one way or t'other. But let's go to the video box, then we'll have a look at the comments, and we'll open the phone lines and see where we go, which will be great. Okay, so we need to press a few buttons in. I'm still trying to work out how to operate all of these buttons. That is technically advanced, but probably too advanced for me. Grand. Okay, we're going to start. We've got a number of videos here, but I'm going to start. We got 2 from Nikki. I should just say that right from the before I go. Nikki sent a whole load of videos in, but I want to get 2 of them in before I forget which ones I've got. It's complicated. I usually work on the principle that whoever sent them in within the last 2 days, they get shown, so I don't have to try and have a system. I hate systems because I'll never remember how the systems work. So she sent in a bunch of them, and now I'm fearing I'm going to start losing them because I have to download them before WeTransfer run out of its time. And then I don't know where I've put them. So it's easier just to go half an hour or an hour before the show, download the ones that came in the last 2 days, and put them out. Then I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about it. But anyway, so the first one is a 1-minute romp, if that's a good word to use, with Nikki Nutka Seaglass in Norfolk. So there we go. How about that? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We've got another video. And with the next video that we see from Nikki is actually going through her village, her current village that she's in. That I don't know if, Nikki, you're trying to buy another house within the village or anywhere in Norfolk. You fed up with where you are? Why are you moving? Why are you wanting to buy something? Or you're trying to sell, aren't you? Why are you trying to sell? What's the story behind that? Love to know. Now my other phone just clicked at me. Which is going, I can't get to that at the moment, but I will do shortly. So let us stick the old phone line on. There it is. 07934746790. Okay, is the number. If you want to give us a call, and if Dean is out there, I think I saw him say yes. I'm not quite sure if he is there. Just joined. Nice watch. Thank you. Jackie says lots of people pay for their shopping by swiping their phone or watch now. As long as they're not swiping watches and running off with them. Ed Wolf, hello to you. It's nice to see you out there. Next thing after the phone payments is to be microchips. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people using their phones and buying things with their phone. I'm not even up with chip. What is it? The chip and the pin. I do the. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. We have a phone call there. Hello to the caller who's just called in on the phone using numbers.
Hiya, it's Sensible Paul.
Sensible Paul. How are you, Sensible Paul?
Fine tonight, thank you. Richard?
Yes.
I was watching another one of the videos.
Right.
And they've said that YouTube are going to put adverts in whether you want it or not.
Are they?
Do you know anything about it?
I know that a while ago, and I'm just trying to think how long ago it was, about 6 months ago or something like that, I got an email saying you had to agree to certain terms and services, and they were going to put them in the middle, but you could opt out, but you had this one chance within something like 20 days to opt out of having that, so that I would only have them top and tail, because I don't want them in the middle.
No, because it sounds like they want us to pay the extra.
Well, I think they're trying to push people into that premium service, so you don't have adverts at all, and you're paying on a monthly basis. Because I keep getting that on my phone. Keep going, would you like the free trial? No, bog off. I don't. I just want to watch the video, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just I wondered, whether it was going to affect your videos or not.
I think it will, because it turns me off. If I'm halfway through a video and up comes these adverts, and I just think, do you know what? I've got I would have watched the rest of the video, but I kind of know where it's going. Yep, I'll move on. And I think it will put people off watching the whole video. And of course, what the creators are trying to do is to get you to watch to the end, because it promotes you if you watch longer. When was the video released, the one that you said that has this information?
I saw it. It was just released last Friday.
Right.
And he said he'd seen it on American ones where they do it, and he said it was awful.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly is. I mean, it's a pain in the neck. And there's nothing you can do about it, which is... I think they're just trying to move us all on to pay for premium. But I just would love to see another video platform in competition with YouTube. I would just love to... I know there's things like Vimeo, and there's BitChute, and there's another one, I can't remember, YouTube or something. But we need another one that is really... in competition, that we don't just get whatever YouTube want to do at a whim.
Yeah, because I mean, I watch some I like train videos, where you in the cab, and it seems to be about 6 to 8 minutes, and they put another advert in. And because you do small videos, I wondered if they still try and squeeze one in.
Yeah, I guess that would be interesting, wouldn't it? If you do a video of about 5 minutes, would they put them in there? And then would you just have to do a series of, here's my next, so that the videos you put them on a playlist so that they kind of run one after the other, and you do it sneakily like that so that actually they don't get the adverts in. But Sean's Garden Diary, who also has a YouTube channel, he says, yes, it's true, but at the end of the day, the creator pays nothing to store their videos on there. And that, yes, I get that, of course, but then the creators are making YouTube money. They're not doing it for their health. Because I get whatever the percentage is of an advert, it's very titchy, and YouTube are going to get the bigger amount. So it's in YouTube's interest to make it better for the creators. Because if the creators get a bit bored and not bother, then they're going to lose cash, surely.
Yeah.
But it's a good question. Thank you very much. Paul, you said, didn't you? Paul.
Yeah. Richard, how can I get in contact with you through WhatsApp?
Through WhatsApp?
Yeah.
If you... privately or through the show?
Yeah, privately.
Privately. The best thing to do is to email me, and then I can give you my WhatsApp number. So email me at richard@vobes.com.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Richard. You're doing a good job tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What a lovely man you are, Paul. Look after yourself.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. There we go. That was Paul ringing in with a YouTube question. If you've got a question that you want to ask me, any question will do. I have no reserves here. I'll just do my best. Sorry if it's peaking a bit. Looks like it was peaking then. What have we got? More comments coming in. And Ron Langley says, people put ads in a 15-minute walk video. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, if you've got something that's 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, okay. I think if you did, you see, the way I would run it would be the way television people run it. So if I had a 25-minute, let's say it's 30 minutes because it's easy to work out. So if I was making 30-minute videos and they insisted at 15 minutes to put in an advert or 2 adverts, I would then make the video so that just before that first 15 minutes is up, I would have something that says, see you after the break. So that kind of thing, so that you're planning. Or if it's a walking video, you'd be going, right, we're going to go into this and we go in there, and you plan it so it's in 2 halves, so it's a natural break. I think it's dreadful when you're listening to something, you're watching something, and someone's in the mid-flow of conversation about something, and then bang, out comes an advert apropos of nothing. You've got to wait a minute for that advert, then another advert, and then you get back into the... you've got... I can't even remember what you were talking about now. And it breaks the mood. It's very annoying. They must know. You know, these people aren't thick. They're running the most watched platform in the universe. The universe that we know, of course. And they must know that this is irritating people. And that's why I think they do it, to get people to pay this... to everybody to pay a Netflix cost, basically. That's what I think it is. Now, I suppose I wouldn't have a gripe against that, but I wonder what proportion of money would go to the creators, because I don't know what that would be. If you're not getting adverts and you're not getting a percentage per click, how are you as the creator that used to get money? If people are now paying not to have adverts, how much money, if any, are you getting? How do you work that out? And how do you know? How do you trust them? That would be interesting to look at. Anybody want to give me a call on 0793 474 6790? Please do. Vince Quill says, no worries, you'll be glad you did. 6 dislikes so far on the show. That's grand. Is Dean out there? Dean, talk about his artwork. I don't know if he is out there. Should we just have a look at it? If Dean, if you're there, give us a call. I've got this all sort of set up. He sent this in, and now in order to go and have a look at Dean's artwork, let me first of all say, I don't know if the lovely Andrew Norris is out there, but we now have a special jingle to get into any artwork. We want to encourage people to send in artwork and that sort of thing. And Andrew Norris is going to send us a video a little bit demonstrating how simple it is to create a piece of art, because he is an artist. But we will get that later on in the week, hopefully. But in the meantime, Andrew's created a very special jingle for us to get into our art segment. There we are, the Vobes Art Gallery. How lovely is that? Wasn't that great? That was great, wasn't it? That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Monsieur Le Norris, we are not worthy. So this is what Dean sent in, and I guess he's not ringing in, so I don't know what to say about that. But I just have to share it over here by doing this. So I can't tell you anything about the work itself, so it'll just have to stand up on its own merit, which is a shame, because I think we were going to have a chat about it, but, whatever. So this is the first item, which is clearly some bloke at a bus stop, funnily enough. The next one, oh my God, very, very busy. Lots of stuff. And you probably need to spend a long time looking at this to try and fathom it out, because it's made up of all sorts of things. I'd be interested in your observations on all of this. I'm not great at art. I would love to be able to draw, and I have tried, but I was pretty rubbish. And I'm not good at appreciating art. There's certain bits of art that I like. The thing about art for me is I like to see that there's a skill. I can't bear it if people screw up a bit of paper, put it in a glass jar and say, there it is, that's art, because that doesn't really mean much. Here's another one. There's a lot of eyeballs and sort of, I don't know what you would call it, a montage of different things. It's like extreme doodling to me. It's a fascinating thing. Yes, it's a sort of Where's Wally type, exactly. But I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. And maybe Dean can give us an example of what he... I mean, isn't that the same one we just watched? And now, see, I'm a bit confused now. But there is another one. But they're very psychedelic, aren't they? Lots and lots going in there. They're very, very busy. I mean, that looks like a bit of a castle here. There's a castle. Oh, yeah, I can just see it. There's a castle. And then there looks like toadstools here. Populations. And there's very odd things going on. But as I say, you probably need forever to look at it. And this isn't quite finally. Almost finally. I think this must be the penultimate one. This is a bit like that... Indian. Is it an Indian goddess with lots of arms coming out? Except these arms are doing all sorts of curious things. And finally, I think that is now. Funnily enough, that's my favourite one. That one I quite like out of them all. I think because it's whilst it looks random, it also has structure to me, and you can try and see things in it. But everybody's very different. I'll be interested in your thoughts. So there we go. Anyway, that was our visit to the gallery, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let's just come out of that if I can work out where the mouse is. You see, this is the trouble with this setup. I always lose where the cursor is. There. Isn't that lovely? That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew. Really appreciate that. We're going to go to another video now, and then we'll open up the phone line again, and you're very, very welcome to come in. Let's just have a quick look. Before we do that, let's just have a quick look at the comments here and see what people are saying. I've done, you people are too much. I'm done, you people are too much. I'm not quite sure what that means. Julia M says, I can't stand the consumerism aspect. I prefer to donate to the creators. Ah, that's lovely. That's what we like. And Mike Stevens says, can we also stop adverts on the TV and radio, please? Wouldn't that be lovely? So that's all good. Oh, we do have a phone call. Let's find out who that is and say hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, it's Tattoos and Tea Dragons.
Ah, hello, is that Dean?
It certainly is. Yes, I do apologise. I didn't know it was today you were going to.
I thought, I'm so well. It's been going on for a while that we were going to do it, and I thought, we must be out there surely. So we just looked at it. Did you see us looking at your artwork?
I didn't know, but I'll obviously be looking back. I'm currently in the middle of Dungeons and Dragons, you see.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Have you got time?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm taking a break from it now.
Okay, so let's just go back through them because everyone's had a sort of preview then. We're looking at number one, which is the guy by the bus stop. What's the story behind that?
Oh, Albie the alien.
Albie.
Yes, he was just an experiment. I tried doing comics and illustrations, and I did that's the first panel of a 7-page comic that I did. It has no text; it's just all illustrations.
Right.
And hang on a second, I'm just getting it up on the computer. Yeah, there it is. I'll be the alien. I can see now.
Yeah, sorry, there's a bit of a delay between what I show and how it and us because we're in the future, to the stream.
That's right. But yeah, that's I'll be the alien. I don't know. I just wanted to draw a picture of an alien. He has no real meaning behind him, except for the comic. As the comic goes on, he just has a stream of bad luck.
It's stream of bad. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, as soon as you see that, I've been looking at him now for a while on the screen, and one apart from the very big head and the strange eyes, I noticed that he's got a bit of a stomach on him. He's got a bit of a podge, hasn't he? So he obviously likes the pies.
Most certainly, yeah. I mean, when I drew him up, I was drawing him up, funny enough, during a Dungeons and Dragons game, and I was waiting for my turn and everything. And I just drew this fat alien waiting for the bus. And I was like, I like this guy. I can relate to this guy.
Because
I don't have a belly. But...
you normally see aliens, they're all lithe, aren't they? And they're all fit and everything else. Why shouldn't they be a bit full of blubber and what have you?
Well, exactly.
Right.
Well, just for you, Mr. Richard, I'll send you the whole comic, the whole 7 pictures, just for you to look on yourself. It's an alien with bad luck.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, I've moved on to the next picture, which I can't tell you what it's called, and you'll have to wait for it to come up on... Oh, hang on.
No, it's on. It's on. I can tell you.
Yeah, so this is... and you've got a series of these, which do look very, very busy, with lots and lots of... Must have taken forever.
Each one, I believe it's 18 A3 pictures put together, and each A3 picture took about 3 to 4 hours. So you are looking at about 80 odd hours for one piece, essentially.
So what's behind this then?
So this started off as just a random doodle. I'm actually gesturing to the place where I first began, but obviously you can't see that.
No.
But there's a lot of references. Obviously, you can see a snow castle dedicated to Game of Thrones. But this is where I just started experimenting with just madness and
A lot of
just the
eyeballs.
concept of, oh, I love eyes. I absolutely love drawing eyes. Yeah, if you look at the dragon as well, the dragon is flying through clouds, and its body changes depending on the cloud it flies through.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
It's
The green dragon in the top right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go follow him behind, you can see how he goes to like a tree, and then he flies through underground and comes out as a train.
Oh,
Then
okay.
there's like a white never give up dragon belly, again with a bit of a belly on.
Gosh.
But yeah, this is Amongst the Madness. It's one of my favorite pieces. It gets quite political as it goes on.
Oh, right. So I moved on to the next one, which has this pink, well, I was going to say octopus with 3 eyes.
Oh, yes. This one's Amongst the Madness, The Deception. This one was drawn a very, very long time ago. Well, I'll say a very long time ago, about 5 years ago.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is the latest one. I'm not too fond of government rule and stuff like that, so this is where I turned it into kind of a political piece. Just a real quick thing about these, because I sent you 3 of them, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, all 3 I exhibited in my art exhibition, and I did a Where's Wally sort of game, like full-on printouts of them. And I did like a Where's Wally game for them, and my whole being was I was playing the role of the mainstream media. So what I did was I put up all 3 pictures printed out, and I gave everyone who walked in characters to find. So people were going right up close to the pictures,
right,
and looking for the characters. But the whole gimmick of it is you've got to look at the big picture, you've got to look at the picture as a whole. So as you can see, there's a lot of chaos going on there, but I'm telling people to look for certain celebrities, look for certain characters.
right.
So everyone's like ignoring what the meaning is in the actual big picture.
Yeah.
And I'm just distracting people with just little gimmicks.
Ah, okay. Well, I've gone to the next one, which is a similar sort of thing. But let's go to the person here with the 6 arms.
Which one's that one? Oh, the cactus. Oh, this guy. Yes. That one's Noel Fielding.
It's who?
Noel Fielding. He's my hero. He's on Bake Off at the moment. He's an artist. He's an actor. Done the Mighty Boosh. These are caricatures that I drawn up called smileys.
Okay.
And they're basically I draw people with their personalities, like as visual personalities.
Right. Oh, okay. So this is a visual personality of this chap who I'm obviously out of popular culture, so I don't know who this person is, but people will know. I'm probably quite famous for being square, and I don't mind.
It's references to his shows, references to his paintings he's done and everything. And I've done one for the in-laws as well, and they've got it framed in
fantastic.
Their house.
Now the last one that I'm showing here is the one that looks like it's got the paint dripping down it and lots of squiggles in it, and actually that's my favourite one.
Yes, it's one of my favourites as well.
And to me, I'll tell you why I like it, and I mentioned it a few minutes ago, is that although it looks random, there is something that has logic all the way through it. It has some, you can spend a bit of time just looking in and spending time with it in a way that you've got more freedom as a viewer to look at it, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, this one is called Panic Party.
Right.
Now, this is painted on a 100 by 100 canvas.
100 what?
1 meter by 1 meter.
Right. Okay.
Canvas, and it's fairly big. I sold it for 550.
Wow.
I was very impressed with that, and I think it's in Wales at the moment. A lady bought it for her house in Wales, and it's like I say, 1 meter by 1 meter. So it's not a small painting.
No. Blimey.
But I sold it for 550. Basically, this started off as I bought a canvas because it was going cheap by my friend called Jim.
Yeah.
He offered it from like 20 quid or something like that. And this was when I was doing my it was coming up to like an end of year exhibition. Like it was quite a big thing. I had nothing to show. I was panicking. So I basically plastered this painting full of black, just went absolutely buck wild with paints. Went over it 3 times, and that's what I ended up creating. I exhibited it and got super high marks.
Amazing. And so it looks like you painted it black first, and then all the colours are sitting on the top. Is that right?
Yes. I found a really beautiful neon orange that was like the base, and I was just like, it looked like fireworks. I was like, I want to keep going with this.
No, I mean that is it. So why are you not knocking these out and flogging them at 500? Slight variants on it, so that people collect the set and then have the. You know how people have 3 that sit or have geometric shapes of the same thing. You'd be probably sitting on a fortune.
Well, if I had continued, I tried recreating Panic Party a few times in like obviously new editions and everything, but it got to the point where like when my wife got pregnant with our son, it like paint fumes and all that, and we had a lot of space problems. And obviously buying loads of canvases to make space, and you can't sell them all the time. So.
No, how long did that take you to put together?
Panic Party took me 3 days to paint.
3 days to paint. Oh, okay. So that's what 120, 130 quid a day or something. You know when you work it all back.
There's one painting I wish I sent you, but I completely forgot to attach it. It was called "Let Me Stay in My Odyssey," and it's very similar. And I painted a little house on it, like dab in the middle. And that was one of my favourite ones. Sadly, it's living in the shed at the moment because I haven't found a space for it.
You want to sell it? Get it sold. Get the money coming in.
Well, certainly. I think it's got to be the next thing. I do miss painting. I'm not going to lie. I really do miss painting.
Well, there you go. I mean, if you've sold, I mean, I think it just shows there's a demand. If someone is going to buy something from you, it shows that there is a demand, and it can be replicated. Not the picture, but the process. Surely they will buy again. That was my theory when I had a children's television series. It didn't work. We had one series, and then nobody else wanted to buy anything from me ever again.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but my father-in-law showed me it, and we had our son watch it. He enjoyed it very much.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it is for kids. It wasn't really for grown-ups to sit there and go, "Oh my God, look at these idiots."
Oh, we enjoyed it. I think we enjoyed it more, to be honest.
Excellent. Well, Dean, thank you very much for showing us those. That's fantastic. And you've kicked off our new feature, Vobes Art Gallery. And we're trying to encourage people to do some art that we can show and have a discussion on the show. Because some people don't want to go out and make videos, but we want to keep the interaction, particularly now that we're in lockdown and things and people have got time. And art can be very simple or it can be very complex. Well,
you can expect me to be a regular on this, then. I've got like a whole bunch.
Oh, there we go. Superb. Well, that's it.
And if you want to, Richard, I can draw you up as a smiley as well, if you like.
Oh, there we go. We'll see what happens. See what happens. But meanwhile, thank you so much for calling in and explaining it and going through it. And it's great. It's lovely.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Richard. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing everyone else's.
Yeah, should be good. Take care.
You too, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we are. Caught Dean on the hop there a little bit. Sorry about that, Dean. Didn't mean to get you on the hop. Let me just close that down like that so we can see what's going on. We'll go and watch the video and we'll come back and we can have another chat. So let's go into the video box. We do that by pressing this. And we always get a little bit of an echo there. And Mike Stevens is first up on the panel here. And he is on his way to creating a hay meadow. But in order to do that in an ordinary domestic garden, you've got to be a bit drastic. Let's see how he's doing.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the back garden of Mike's. Here's the log store, and this is an experiment in creating a wild meadow. Now what I'm going to show you before a few weeks ago was all grass with 1 or 2 palm trees. A bit's left, but here's what I'm going to show you now. Might be a shock to some people. So here we go. There's a cat. Here's my little cat, Sunshine. And here we are, looking out over the area here. As you can see, I put some weed membrane down And there, a small greenhouse. Lovely evergreen tree there, which I've had for a number of years. And a greenhouse full of various things. As you can see, it's mostly weed membrane. Here we have a couple of small hazel growing. I plan to put a hazel hedge at the front of the house, and that's growing. This is the back of the house you're looking at now, and there's 2 hazel there, hopefully to stop some of the bamboo growing through from next door. So as you can see, there's more weed membrane. This one here is a very rare palm tree. Most people have heard of Camarops and Trachycarpus, but this is one called Livingstonia, bought from a palm centre. It likes shade, and as you can see, it's quite a few years old now. I bought it from a little pot when it was about sort of that high, and you can see the size of it now. So it's obviously the climate down here is suiting it very well. Here we are, looking at a nice palm tree here. Not quite sure what that one is, but it's got lovely leaves. Very resplendent palm tree, and just beside it are 2 Camarops humilis. I think this is a phoenix, or possibly Jubia chilensis, and the Latin names there. So lots of weed membrane down here, not letting the light in. So that's Mike reporting from his garden. A bit bare at the moment. See if we can show the little sunshine cat here again. He'll probably run off. Greenhouse full of cacti. And there's a little sunshine. Say hello, sunshine. There you go. So signing off now from Mike and Sunshine. Thank you very much.
Ah, lovely. Lovely to see that, and looking forward to how it's going. It's interesting because a number of people have been interested in the hay meadow thing. I know that Andrew Norris has been in touch with Michael Joseph, whom I made a video with last year or the beginning of the last year? I think it was at the beginning of the lockdown or just after. Yeah, it was at the sort of, must have been March, April, May time. And then I think later on, everything's beginning to sort of swim round in when did we do things during this blooming last year of lockdown nonsense. But anyway, Michael Joseph he's an expert on meadows and things. And I know Andrew Norris has been in touch with him because he's doing his. And it's great to see. I think it's really good. And Andrew sent some seeds, which I've put into my front garden. And I'm hoping that they will come up. A few plants in there. My garden is looking a bit of a mess at the moment because it's just a bunch of weeds. So well done, Mike. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. The difficulty, of course, is taking the plunge, and getting rid of the grass and the lawn is the first step. So well done. Keep us posted on that. That would be fantastic. Lots of comments there. Dr. Livingston, I presume, says Michael White. Mark Donny McLeod says, not just me then. And Kerry Baldwin, oh no, Mike is on. I dropped off. Oh dear, don't drop off. What did you drop off? I hope you weren't climbing on the sideboard or anything. That was Kerry Baldwin. And Vince Quill says, interesting project. Look forward to seeing how the progress is. And Station Master's Choice saying, looking forward to see how it develops. Just before he hoses the cat down, says Mark Donny McLeod. When the meadow is grown, we will be free, I hope, says Jackie Traynor. Oh, golly, I hope before then. And Jeffrey Harrison says, Richard, can you remember the episode that you were in London's Burning? I can't. I really can't. When I was doing the extra work, very often you just, things like The Bill and London's Burning, these long-running programmes, you just said, oh, you're on The Bill. And it may have been on the call sheet, the name of the programme. But to be honest with you, you just turn up, you do whatever you do. I can't even remember what I did. I remember we were outside a building somewhere. It wasn't on fire or anything. It was part of the drama of the story. And I wasn't even dressed as a fireman, I don't think. I remember being on the programme. I did an episode of Lovejoy years ago in Shoreham, and Dudley, whatever his name was there, and I don't think Lovejoy, what's his name, the actor who played Lovejoy, he wasn't there. And again, sometimes you go on these programmes, you turn up, you're not even used. You just sit on a bus all day waiting for your bit, and then they don't do it in the end, or they've done it and they didn't need you. So it can be a bit soul-destroying. Loved Lovejoy. Dudley Sutton, that was his name, yes. And Lovejoy was Ian McShane. Thank you very much, Audrey Forbes Hamilton, straight in there. Brilliant stuff. That was an interesting question. I can't remember. I know people often think, well, why couldn't you remember? I did One Foot in the Grave. No, not One Foot in the Grave. Waiting for God. I was an ambulance man in Waiting for God. Loads of The Bill, loads of Poirot. One EastEnders. Loads of odd things. Wish You Were Here. Do you remember? No, Wish Me Luck. Do you remember a series about the war called Wish Me Luck? I was one of the men with soldiers, and we were supposed to be they filmed a whole load up in something forest north of London, North London way. What's it called? The forest up there. Famous forest. Of course, I can't remember the name now because I'm talking. And it was supposed to be in Germany somewhere, and we're all going around with these not Bren guns, Sten guns, I think they were, firing blanks. We're all firing blanks, and then there comes a scene where we all come in, and we're supposed to suddenly see Germans as soldiers, and we're just extras, and it just says when I go like this, all start firing. So we're coming through like this, and somebody says something, and he waves, and we all start firing because it's total rubbish because there's people behind us. And they're firing as well. So they've just killed the people in the front row. Or they would have done. They would have done in real life. Because real soldiers wouldn't have done it like that. Because they just mown down their mates. But yeah. I have a Sten gun, says Ernie Samet. Doesn't surprise me in the least. You're just the sort of man who would have one. Ben Reeves says the cottage in the title sequence of Lovejoy was the one in which Steve Marriott of the Small Faces died in a fire in 1991. I hope he didn't suffer too much. Nigel was a drummer in Marillion, whatever that is. Epping Forest, that's right, Epping, great big forest it was. There was I did something, the Night of Gwaine something, when they were filming, what's his name of Sherwood, Robin of Sherwood. And in Epping Forest they had the Robin of Sherwood set, and I think they'd finished filming that. And then we were doing Gwaine the Green Knight, and we were all dressed up in. I had no idea, half the time you turn up and they've taken your measurements. They say, oh, it's a period drama. You just turn up and they say, oh yeah, you're a knight, and you put on the garb and you go, oh, look at me, and they just want you in the background, sort of chatting to another knight, or sort of pull your sword and just practice pulling your sword out your scabbard or something, while the main action is going on. Fish was best man at a friend's wedding. I don't know what that means, Fish. Jackie Trainer says, can't beat a Vobes conversation. And Nuka Seaglass says, that cottage in Lovejoy was one called the Crump. Kerry Fish is a lovely man, an absolute gent, and a gent of a man. Who's Kerry Fish when he's at home? I don't know who Kerry Fish was. And Robin of Sherwood, Michael Prayard, says Nook. Who's Michael Prayard? No, I think this was the film, the feature film, with who was in the famous actor, Robin of Sherwood, the Prince of Thieves. It was the Prince of Thieves film, that feature film, I think, was the set. Yeah, that was Prince of Thieves. Who was in that? I don't know who Michael Prayard is or whatever. Robin of Sherwood. Oh no, not the TV series. No, Fish was the front man of Marillion, 6'7" tall. I've never heard of Marillion. I don't know what that is either. Kevin Costner. There we are. Kevin Costner. That was the one. Costner. Yeah, you know who I mean. Wow, taller than I thought. I've never heard of Marillion, and Small Faces I have heard of, but then I also have heard of New Faces, but that was in the 1970s, wasn't it? New Faces was a talent show that came before Pop Idol. Do you remember Pop Idol? Is Pop Idol still going? Or is that something else? I mean, so I don't watch the television anymore. I lost interest. When they stopped making Thunderbirds, I lost interest. And don't ask if I was in Z class. I wasn't in Z class. Thank you. Oh, I've just turned the camera off. Sorry about that. Sorry, I got fed up. I just turned the camera off. There was a bit of darkness. Who's turned the lights out? Will you stop fiddling with those lights? What I meant to do was to put that one on. 07934746790. You can ring if you wish, but we need to play in a couple more videos. We've got 2 more videos to play in, which we will get to any second. But I want to just give anybody a chance if they wanted to ring now, or it'll disappear. Kostner, Kevin, yeah, if you build it, we will come, says Dave of Yonder. Here we go. I knew someone was eager to call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie.
Good evening. Have you thought about getting an extended warranty for your washing machine, sir?
I haven't, but which one?
We can cover as many washing machines as you have, and we can also sort out your Windows problems too. All you need to do is
I haven't got Windows 2. I wish I had Windows 98 once, but Windows 2, I've not heard of that one.
Well, we can upgrade you to Windows 2, and I'll refer you again to our simple requirements. All we need is your credit card number, your name, your mother's name, your bank account details, your home address, and everything else, including your shirt size.
Oh, I was going to say my inside leg measurement's about the only one I do know.
That's not something we need to know, and it's certainly not something we need to talk about at this time of night.
Well, I would like to volunteer it. Oh, dear. So who am I talking to?
It's Vince.
It's Vince. Hello, Vince.
Hello, and how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I like that. Your manner, though, was far too polite.
Should I have been a bit pushier?
Yeah, I think you've got to be one of these... I am the 456,000th phone call. They are so knackered, aren't they? They must be when they're ringing in and they're doing this like, hello, I understand you've had an accident. How do you know?
Yeah, but similar to you, what they do to keep them going is they just do a nice line of ashes, and everyone sniffs a couple of lines of ashes, and they're much more polite and much more open.
Ah, that makes much more sense. Yes, absolutely. I don't know whether are you getting random phone calls? I get a lot of these. Hello.
No, we have sort of all our numbers blocked.
No fun.
No, I can't be doing that sort of thing. I mean, what I did used to like to do is if you sort of recognise a repeated nuisance caller, you just pick up the phone and you sort of go, right, the hit's done, there's blood everywhere, send the cleanup crew, then put the phone down.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, I mean, I have recorded people in the past, but I don't always have my recorder handy. I used to have that, but the particular phone is in the hallway now, but it used to be on my desk. And so when people would ring like that, I'd often go, oh, yes, hang on a minute, I'm just in the middle of something, hang on, just bear with me. And I'd get the recorder and get it recording. Sorry about that. Just had to kill the cat. Now, what can I do for you? And then record the conversation and then stick it up on the Tube of Views, which is all good fun.
Nice one. The other thing to do is just to say, yeah, okay, I'm really interested. Just hang on a second, put the phone down, and just carry on doing whatever you're doing until they get bored.
Until they've decided they're not worth paying that money to wait for nothing, or just go in the other room and start singing. Hi, give me cornetto, a dodgy phone call. They rang me several times. What do I do? I think that would be enough to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's enough to get rid of me. Have a lovely evening.
Oh, but that wasn't why you rang, was it? Or was it?
Yeah. No, I just rang to do the call back, or give you a call back.
Fantastic.
With a call back.
Oh, bless you. Socks of cotton.
And that was it.
Oh, well, it's thank you very much for the video you sent me earlier of the Prime Minister. That was hilarious.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, my friend. All right, listen, I'm loving the show, loving your work. I shall drop out and hide away again, and you can get on with it with the rest of the malarkey. Hi to the Vobesters, by the way.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you, Vince.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. That's Vince Quill, not Jimmy Hill, as I referred to him earlier. Definitely not. Very nice chap. And Windows 2, yeah. Do you remember Windows 90? I mean, Windows 2, what would Windows 98, it'd gone through 98 variations before it had come up with a hit. There was Windows 95, wasn't there? Was there anything before Windows 95? Windows 2. Windows 2. Windows 2, DOORS 1. This almost sounds... Do you remember they used to read that out, didn't they? The football scores. Do they remember... Did anyone do the football pools? You'd be there with your football pools and they'd be going, Liverpool 1, Cricket Rangers 5. I mean, I can't remember all the names of the football teams. Worthing Wanderers 9. Lewis Lamies 3. I used to love that. It was sort of a bit like the shipping forecast in that way. But I just love, they've got that little rhythm going, which was very... Birmingham Hotspurs 19 and Wombles Wimbledon 9. My dad did the pools, says Dean Cooper. Dave over yonder says, oh yes, MS-DOS. Yes, of course, MS-DOS and 98. I think Windows 98 had 98 floppy disks, didn't it? You had to sit there putting in 98 floppy disks and you get to 97 and it would go error or whatever it would. We better play some videos, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 to go. Bernie has been in touch. Now, Bernie showed us a little bit from his video a while back of Alfriston, and he said, you made me cut it short. I'm sure everyone would like to see a much longer version. And we would, Bernie. We would. We're thrilled to have a look at it. So, yeah, let's have a look. Thank you so much, Bernie. It's always good to get your videos. This is a little bit from Alfriston, which is a wonderful village in East Sussex, in between Brighton and Eastbourne. Just off the A27, and it's got a lot of history, which Bernie goes in search of.
It's the Star Inn, probably one of the oldest inns in the district, and with this carving in the corner, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure whether this is actually from a ship's prow or whether this was an actual carving done for the pub. Let's have a look. We can read up here. Rebuilt in the early 16th century, possibly on the site of an earlier rest house for pilgrims on their way to the shrine of St Richard in Chichester. Oh, it does come from a warship, probably sunk at the back of the Beachy Head in 1690. In the middle of the road is the ancient market cross, and not all of it, unfortunately. Sometime in the past a lorry crashed into it and knocked some of it off, but it's been put back together as best they can. It's only 1 or 2 left in Sussex. The other one apparently is at Chichester. Ye Old Smugglers Inn. But you can see the other sign up there that says Market Cross. That's what it used to be known as, the Market Cross Inn. And that was the headquarters of the smugglers. It looks nice enough, doesn't it? But apparently inside there's something like 47 doors, half a dozen staircases, and goodness knows how many hiding places. And that was all designed to fool the customs people. Now, let's go across to the middle again here. When you talk about smuggling in Alfriston, the name Stanton Collins comes to mind. And Stanton Collins had his butcher's shop right over there. And to all intents and purposes, he was the local butcher here in Alfriston. But he had the darker side, of course. His smuggling gang were quite vicious, so I think they were probably part of the Hawkhurst gang. The funny thing is, he never got caught or punished for his smuggling. But he used to rustle sheep for his butcher's business. And he got caught doing that. and he was transported to Australia. That is the Alfriston lockup. They're calling this the Flint Tower. Now, it says here that it was built in the early 20th century as a playhouse. And they reckon there was a mill on this site in the 17th and 18th, 19th centuries. Interesting, because another sort of history that I've read refers to this as the Alfriston lockup. Now I wonder which is true. If it's the Alfriston lockup, it makes it quite unusual because you don't find many of them around in the country these days. And a lockup was where, in the villages and the parishes where there was no local police station, you would, a drunk might be rounded up, bunged in there for the night to sober up, or you might get, say, a convicted prisoner needing to go to a jail and a trial in a bigger town, and he would be kept there overnight before transport could be arranged for him. Oh, I do like that.
There we go. Somewhat of an abrupt ending there, Bernie, but absolutely fantastic. What a lovely, lovely place. I did have a stroll around Alfriston myself. There's a Vobes video, of course. But no, wonderful. And you've probably got many more facts in there. And what a lovely place, the Alfriston lockup, or whatever it is. It looks to me like a primitive Snug and Cozy rocket, to be fair, that landed in Alfriston. Now, if I was going to remake Snug and Cozy as a TV series, and those of you who don't know what it is, it's Laurel and Hardy in spacesuits. They crash land on Earth. I wanted to make it, when we made the pilot, I said to the company that did it, Scottish Television, I said, it's supposed to be made in quintessential English village. They crash into this quintessential, with thatched roofs and beautiful cob cottages and wattle and daub, timber frame, Elizabethan houses, and the squire of the village would have a Georgian house. It was because the idea was that not only would it give children a sort of historical what a village is and all of that as a background, but also it's going to be sold around the world. That was the whole point, because we spoke in gobbledygook. Cozy, you slimpin' slim slabbat, a shlim slibbity doo snink. A shlim slibbity doo slink, you flimpin' pad a shnim cabba, kashkim scabba, a skim scabba. Oh, click clacker. Anyway, we could go on for hours in our what we called squidge. Squeeze. No, what was it? We came from squodge, and that was squeeze. Is it squeeze? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was their language. Anyway, the point is that was what I wanted. Quintessential English village. And Alfriston would have been absolutely perfect for that sort of, apart from, of course, the road and the traffic and all of that. We want a nice, quiet place. But no, it had to be made in Scotland, in very dour part of Scotland, near Glasgow, where everything was very hard and granite. Which was a shame, really. But I do have the rights back. Snug and Cozy are mine. They are the rights. And somebody suggested to me the other day, you should make puppets. You should have puppets of them. I think it was Sean who said that. He said you should. And I said, yes, it's interesting, because some while ago I thought about an animated puppets, as in stop frame. But yeah, it'd be nice to bring Snug and Cozy back, really, because I think there was just such a... It was genius, absolute genius. It was genius, totally genius. But we had terrible directors who didn't know how to do it, which is why the show is so lame. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Talking of football, says Edward Moulding, he says, pools. Can anyone recall Radio Luxembourg and Horace Batchelor famous infer draw method? No, I think that's, isn't that a sexual how not to get pregnant method, isn't it? Did I miss much, says Dean Cooper. The gatekeeper was up. I don't know what you mean by that. Probably missed nothing, to be fair. And Station Master's Choice says, driving a coach into Alfriston in the old coach park was a work of art in itself. I'm not at all surprised. Yes, it's interesting. New series, says Julia, Smug and Dozy. Yes, that's it. I'll be smug and you can be dozy. How about that? Smug and Dozy. Charming, that is. In series 3 that never happened, I wrote the scripts. I wrote all 13 scripts for series 3, and I've got them somewhere. And Snug and Cozy meet their rivals, their nemesis. The idea was that Snug and Cozy, for the sake of argument here, just to clear up a thing, Snug and Cozy were on their way to holiday homes. An asteroid hit their spaceship. They knocked off course and they land on Earth. And that was the premise of the TV series. And they have comedy adventures when they meet up with little Emily, who's now married, by the way. In series 3, I wanted that they hadn't returned, you see. So the people on Squadge, the planet that they came from, were a bit annoyed that they hadn't come back. So they sent out a search party, and we had Dark and Spooky, who was going to be played by Nigel and me, but we were going to have dark green heads instead of pink heads. They were going to have green heads. And so they were the mean ones, and they would come and they would be looking. And I wanted this sort of farcical thing of Dark and Spooky. Going after Snug and Cozy. Oh, Cozy! And it was going to be hilarious. And I wrote a film script for them in which similar sort of thing happened. And they saved the planet. They saved the planet in the film script. And I've got that somewhere, the actual film, proper, feature film length script. And then I've written a book called, the book is called Pink Heads. It's called Pink Heads. And it features Dark and Spooky coming down after them. And Emily lives in this village. And it's hilarious because in order to escape, they've got to rebuild their rocket, and they've got to rebuild their rocket secretly. But luckily, there's a carnival, and they managed to get a float in the carnival, which is a space-themed float. But actually, it's the real rocket. It's the penultimate part of the book, and the whole load of adventures go on, and it's all very exciting, as you can imagine. And actually, it is very exciting. I get very excited about it. And then in the middle of the festival, they've got this rocket and it's put down in the thing. And of course, in the plan is to take off and get back to their planet. I'm not going to tell you what happens because one day I will finish the book. I mean, the book is written. The first draft is written, and the second draft is halfway written. But it's a scream. It's an absolute scream. I love it. I must do some more writing, but it doesn't pay. It's annoying. I really love the writing and coming up with these ideas, but it just doesn't pay. It just does not pay, and it's so infuriating. Instead, I'm walking around the blooming countryside talking to myself into a camera and spending, hundreds of pounds on camera equipment when all I need is a pen. All I need is a pen. If only somebody out there had a publishing company could actually publish books and get kids to actually read the stuff. If only that was a thing. It would be great, but actually, I realise that I'm writing more for grown-ups than I am writing. It's kids' books, but for grown-ups. There's got to be a market there, hasn't there, for all this stuff? And the thing that one of the other ideas in the book, I'm sorry, I'm telling you all my secrets now, but in one of the other ideas in the book, because I had more time to think about it, is that Snug and Cozy, when they crash on the Earth, they've picked up signals from space, so they know English. So when they crash, they know how to speak English. But all they know is the adverts from the 1970s. So they crash, and when Emily first meets them, they're going, double diamond works wonders, works wonders, works wonders, double diamond works wonders. So have 1 2 day. And of course, because of the time difference, they're getting adverts from the 1970s. And as I wrote this, I was just falling about laughing with it because they keep coming out with, and I had to go and research all the adverts. Like what's the other one? Give you the finger of fudge is just enough to give your finger a drink. So all of this is in the book, and it's absolutely hilarious. Because I realised, of course, kids to have no reference of those adverts, and I suddenly thought, no, I'm writing for the grown-ups, aren't I? And it was sort of like, where's the market for that? It's just it's stupid. Ed Loud says, I wish we could see the Snug and Cozy episodes that never were. Well, some of the episodes are on VHS that went out. And, of course, there's the episode. And, of course, that's why I built the car. We built the comedy car on spec. We got this Morris... this old Morris a mini moke. Never done any welding. We took the roof off, welded it. I've got pictures of it somewhere, with wings, pink, and we were going to, because I knew that Scottish Television would never go to the expense of building a car. So I built the car, we wrote the scripts, sent the pictures of the car, said, here's seriously, got the script. We never got commission. Not because they didn't want to do it, but for some political reasons, with some backstabbing that they had done to somebody else in the past, who then got to become the commissioning editor and was in a position to say, we're not having these programmes from you, not knowing that they had this marvellous... If only they let me direct it. These sods. And now, 25 years later, I'm still keen to do it. Still keen. If only. Oh, dear. These swine. I nearly swore then. These swines, And one is, it's don't get me started on it, because it's like, if only. But then I wouldn't be here doing this. So, there's always a copper lining, isn't there? In every cloud there's a not quite silver lining, a copper lining. We've got one more video to go, and then we must go. Sorry, I've been taking out too much time waffling about my usual stupid self. So this is the second. Oh, by the way, Robert Croser was going to send a video in, and it didn't come. What happened, Robert? Where did it go? You didn't send it to me. I was going to play it in, but it never came. I've just checked my WeTransfer emails. Nothing. Okay, so this is the second one of Nikki Nutka's Sea Glasses. This is down in her village. This is Nikki at her village, who only just turned 50. So isn't that marvellous? Here we go. Whew.
Hello. Today I'm having a walk around the other part of our village, and this is the lane where I live. And here's another tree house. Rather fond of them in our village. This lovely building is the old schoolhouse. That lovely farmhouse there, it's part modern and part old farm buildings. Well, on the land here, a few years ago, I had the pleasure to see about 100 lapwings. So behind that tree, the lovely yew tree, is the village hall, which was built in the 1960s, and many times I've hired that to teach my classes. And in the summer, if the weather's nice, we come out and I do the teaching in the graveyard. And that's the lovely old post office, or post office as they say around these parts. And this is one of my favourite trees in the local area. It's a majestic home oak. And what a majestic holly tree there. It's huge. So there's a feeder here, but sadly nobody's took it upon themselves to keep feeding the birds, and I don't like this. If you're going to start feeding the birds, they get to rely on where the seed and the feed sources are, so they use energy trying to get to your house, or the churchyard in this case, but there's a roosting box up there. So what I've done, I've bought some seed that I can just sprinkle on the floor here. And this is the pathway to the church. And in spring, well, early spring in March, this area is absolutely full of aconites. And just before that, on this side, snowdrops. This church is 850 years old. Lovely scroll work there. And that's the old pub, which was converted to a house, I believe in about the 1960s. And I think that's what you was on about, Richard, the other day on your Vobes show. the hedges with a nasty crew cut. This is an old hollow way, so an old drover's route, trading route. And this little tributary here is well known for flooding, and it cuts this country lane off.
How about that? Yes, the old, what was it? The spiky crew cut, splintery crew cut, I think was the way that Mr. Somerville, I think it's Somerville, he wrote in the January Man that I'm reading at the moment, talks about the landscape at the thing. Yeah, wonderful, lovely to see that. Lots of interesting things. And that pub, you know, probably had a lot of character. And then they'd stuck in there those awful UPVC double glazed windows. I've got UPVC double glazed windows in my house, but I want to take them out and put in old fashioned rattly, what do you call them? You know what I mean. They're the weight on the side, sliding ones. What do you call them? Sash windows. Thank you. Sash windows. I want to put some old fashioned slash windows in there that let in a lot more air. They can't get enough rattling going on in this house, so that no one ever would want to buy it. Anyway, thank you so much, Nikki. And it could well be that Nikki is going to be the next voice that you hear if you're a patron. If you're a patron and you've signed up to the mailing list for the Vobes, Nikki will be probably the next person in conversation with. I think we're going to record it tomorrow, Nikki, if you're still up for that. And this week we have, actually, I talked to Josh, who's often out there. I don't know if Josh is out there this Sunday. That's already been recorded. So Josh and I will be having a chinwag about all sorts of things, including siblings squabbling over money. That's an interesting conversation that we had. And Josh is, I don't know if Josh is out there, but anyway, that's what we're going to be chatting about on the next In Conversation with. So we're doing our best here at the moment to try and keep the content coming, keep you entertained. For those people who are stuck at home and pulling out their ears, you know, just trying to keep it going as much as we can. So I've just had an email actually from somebody else. This is quite interesting. It just came in a few minutes ago and I noticed it. And it's a friend of mine from America who I went to stay with on our trip called Scott. And he said, I'm so sad and embarrassed for the US. Apropos of nothing. So I've just replied, why so? Because I still don't really know what's going on. And he says, have you seen what's happening at the US Capitol? No idea what's going on. Absolutely no idea. We'll have to check it out on YouTube after the show. Sounds like a hoot. Glad I'm not over there. But there we are. Anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all your contributions tonight, whether they be art, whether they be video, whether it be chatter, whether it be phone calls and all of that. It's been absolutely fantastic. Lovely. Thank you for self-indulging me. Thank you for indulging me. I've gone on about my projects, of the past projects that have not really gone anywhere, but you know, we all have that. Thank you to Chris for this wonderful phone, which I will sort out and work out how to do, and this amazing watch, which again I'm not quite sure what you do with it, but I will suss it out. A man of my limited intelligence, I'll get round to it eventually. So there we go, and thank you all for just generally turning up. I don't know how many people we've had tonight, I have no idea, but thank you all for turning up and watching this nonsense. I hope it does something to relieve the pain that we are all going through, that we all need to get out of at some point and have some normality again. I'm in a quandary at the moment about the Sussex border walk. I want to continue doing it, but I just want to see how policed we are, and how nasty people will be if one is, you know, scooting about. So I may have to put the Sussex border walk a little bit on hold, whilst I just assess how much I can get out and do that without causing too much offence and upset with people or whatever. I don't want to waste anybody's time trying to send me home. But in the meantime, I will do my best to knock out a video every day of some interest, hopefully. But that's it. Take care. Thank you so much. It's been really good, as ever. And thanks to Andrew Norris for our special art feature, which is lovely. And I will see you on Friday for the Friday Vobe Show, tomorrow in another video, and of course our reading with Children of the Archbishop by Norman Collins. All good stuff. Until next time, take care, arrivederci, be good, stay safe, keep warm, all the rest of it. Bye for now. Bye-bye.